This is about Tristram Shandy. Some time ago I was reading a book entitled We Learn Nothing by Tim Kreider. Somewhere in it, his mother got very sick from blood poisoning. During her recovery, Kreider read to her, and what he came to be reading to her was The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy, Gentleman. He said he had tried to read this book on several occasions in his life, but had been thoroughly unsuccessful. This time, reading it aloud to his mom, he stuck with it and enjoyed it. That struck a chord with me because I too had tried to read it several times and failed miserably. I decided, somewhat reluctantly, beset by trepidation, to try again. Inspired by Kreider's success, I did find my way into the book. The author, Lawrence Stern, has set out to deliberately subvert all the expectations of the run-of-the-mill novel, what he calls the gross and more carnal parts of a composition. He certainly avoids all of that. Characters are left hanging, conversations are interrupted, plot floats away. It's not his fault, he says. It's unavoidable. Fresh matter may be started, and much unexpected business fall out betwixt the reader and myself, he says. I fly off from what I am about, he writes, as far and as often, too, as any writer in Great Britain, yet I constantly take care to order affairs so that my main business does not stand still in my absence. Events of very little import, seemingly, can take on critical mass in this ghost of a narrative. Whether my father should have taken off his wig with his right hand or his left, Stern writes, that kind of thing has divided kingdoms, toppled monarchs, and altered the circumstances of this world. The protagonist, or at least the namesake of the book, is not born until the third of 9 volumes, and his life seems fated for disaster. As is to be expected, his conception is interrupted. His nose is crushed at birth, and his name is ruinously botched. A window devoid of its sash weights, there's a story in that too, crashes down on him, circumcising him, though his father fears worse. The book skitters from one irrelevance to another, fast and furiously, a train of fiddlesticks, military fortifications, door hinges, buttonholes, pishes, and noses. Stern is a maker of mountains from molehills, Alps, Everests, epics from a single nose. There is the incident of the hot chestnut, and a chapter on why another chapter has been ripped out. By and by, the author writes, over and by is the pulse and order of the book. But this is neither here nor there, Stern writes. Why do I mention it? Ask my pen. It governs me. I govern not it. Stern is the master of the sidetrack, the digression, the amplification, the inflation, the stretch, the peregrination, the amble, the ramble, the ravel, the unravel, the tangle, the untangle, the retangle, the foretangle, and the aftertangle. People who love the book love it dearly and completely, and they prize it for its distinct peculiarity, its originality, unique structure, and peripatetic style. I saw it listed at number 6 on the 100 greatest books of all time. Nearly every author, ancient and modern, is cited in it, some favorably, like Cervantes and Rabelais and Erasmus, others not, especially scholars. The author so despised pedants that he goes to considerable pedantic lengths to mock them again and again. Stern makes fun of everything, unless he is sentimentally endorsing someone who is dying. I was enjoying the book, and then it lost me. It crushed me, really, wore me out. It was simply too much ado about nothing for me. Finishing it, volumes 7, 8, and 9, was a great struggle. I'd really had enough, or more to the point, exactly not enough. At the start of Book 6, he notes the jackasses, that is the critics, who have viewed and reviewed the 2 previous books, causing them to bray and bray and bray. I'm afraid that all I can do, 300 years later, is to add my own poor little bray. Some of it was fine, fresh, and funny. 9 volumes was much too much.